This is the potato water that is reduced to syrup. I reduced it to at least 1/4 or less. And I use my trusty squeegee. Keeps your recipe more accurate. And I let it sit in hot and cold ice water in the sink with ice cubes under it to cool it down quicker. Okay. The next step is all the liquids that we want in here. Start off with nothing like sweet potato syrup. Now we put the sweetened condensed milk, which is usually very high in sugar. In fact, they sell all kinds of sweetened condensed milk, but always look for the sugar content. And you want at least, it'll be on the right here, at least 26 grams of sugar in this container. This is Nestle's, but you can get any brand. I prefer the brands from Mexico, but this one just happened to be a Nestle's. All the liquid goes in now. Good. And it includes, the recipe calls for at least 1/3 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. And here's a 1/3 of a cup. And it calls for a tablespoon of vanilla. Use any kind of baker's vanilla I can find. This is just an imitation vanilla. You can use real vanilla if you want. And it calls for 3 tablespoons of molasses. I use the heavy original molasses because it's a lot stronger. Blackstrap is really good too, which is a lot stronger. You don't have to use quite as much, but usually molasses is what it's all about anyway. All pumpkin pies should always have molasses in it. Okay. Molasses is good too. Okay, now we put at least 8 ounces of cream cheese. Around this is the time when you can really start to heat your oven if you want to, because you got about a half hour to go before it's all ready. You know, after you put the mix in the pie and everything. And this should be room temperature, this cheese, because otherwise it doesn't break up well. And we'll get our trusty egg beater. Now that's all the liquids. Now what I've done here ahead of time, this is flour, a cup of sugar, cup of flour, a cup of sugar, 3/4, 1/4, no, 1/2 cinnamon, which I use pumpkin pie spice, so I get all my cinnamons and I get all my spices in one bottle, so it works better. But this will go in after I put the eggs in. I use 2 eggs for each pie. And I like to have them at room temperature. I like to have everything at room temperature. And the potatoes have sat there for most of the day, so they're room temperature also. It seems to work a little better. And since I don't have a big stand mixer, I just use this. Everybody can use this. If you don't have electricity, you can always use a potato masher or a spoon, or if you're making for a great big crowd, you can use your feet. And one thing about this kind of product, the longer you beat the eggs, the better off you are. Get all this stuff out of the way. And then we'll add the eggs a little at a time, about at least 1 minute for each egg, and then 8 to 10 minutes of mixing the eggs, and then we put the flour, sugar, and spices in, baking soda. Now, if you do this with a commercial mixer, it is so easy, but I don't have one. But I know where one is. It's way over in California. Okay, and we add the eggs a little at a time. Sometimes people dump all the eggs in at one time, and then there'll be a white string of eggs in the pie, and people will wonder, what is that? And this time they don't have to wonder. All they do is say, boy, this pie is good. Stop and wait until all the eggs are in. Now after we get the last egg in there, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. I usually try to beat it for 8 to 10 minutes. After you get it all over your refrigerator in the kitchen, now you send it out with the flour, a little at a time. Or you thicken it up with the flour. Flour and spice and sugar, salt, baking soda and baking powder. Wait till your oven is preheated to the temperature required, which is 350 on this, before you put the custard in the pie. If not, it'll soak right down to the pan and you'll have a real soggy crust. So you want it in there, you want to put it in there, and then you put it in the oven, and then you'll have really good crust. And you always put it in the middle of the oven.